In this video, we're going to talk about risk management and position sizes. So your risk management is a way to limit your losses when trading. So you get to set the amount of your account you're willing to lose if your trade goes the opposite way of your order. And what you would do when you trade, you would use what's called a stop loss. So hopefully you've watched the video about your stop loss. And what this does is it automatically closes your trade in a minus, but at the area and amount that you're wanting to get out of the trade to minimize any more loss. And I'm just going to add that failure to use a stop loss could put a big dent in your account. You could in fact blow your account, and it really isn't good for your trading mindset. Watching the drawdown just getting bigger and bigger. So your position size, also known as your lot size or volume, is basically how many units of price you're wanting to buy or sell. And there is a video on pips and lots which kind of explains that a little bit more in depth. So to find out what position size you need, you will need these following things. So one of the main things is how many pips from your entry to your stop loss. All right, so your stop loss is actually your profit regulator, and this is how we know what lot size you are going to use. And what you would do is use your strategy to identify your levels. So where you wish to enter, where your take profit will be, and where your stop loss will be. And this also identifies, just by looking visually, the risk to reward of that trade. And that can kind of make your decision on how you want to set your risk. If you want to have risk a little bit more, a little bit less, based on things like, is there a high impact news around the time you're trading, and a lot of other things. So right now we're just using pound and US dollar, and I've just set levels because this is a trade that I actually did get in earlier on. I did have my stop loss a little bit lower, but I kind of moved it to break even and it knocked me out, which is fine. So let's say that I wanted to buy. So let's say this part isn't here. So price hasn't moved up yet. Let's just say price is right here, right now. And my strategy tells me that price is going to go up and it's going to come to this area. So therefore, I want to be entering in here. I want to be buying at this price. And my target is going to be this level of support here. And my stop loss, I may say, I want them below these previous lows. All right, now there is a strategy where this would be a target down here as well. But we're not going to go into this. This is just to give you an example of how to work out your risk. So I've got my entry, my stop loss. So if I'm buying, that means every time this moves up, I'm in profit, But if it goes down the other way, then I'm in minus, and I'm only closed out of the trade when price comes and hits my stop loss, or if I haven't got one, take myself out manually, but again, always use a stop loss. So now I've got these levels, I need to measure how many pips, because I can say straight away it's a good risk to reward trade. So I need to work out how many pips it is from entry to my stop loss. So just on TradingView, which there's a video on how to use everything, but for now so we measure down, which is about, say, we'll just say 10 pips. So we've got 0.00107, but remember, the fifth number is a pipette, so that's 10 pips. So that is the first thing we do, okay, 10 pips. The second thing is, what percentage of your account are you willing to risk? What are you willing to lose in this trade based on the probability and lots of different factors, your strategy? And then obviously you can then work out what lot size you need. So for an example, let's say you've got £1,000 account and you only want to risk 1%. All right, so if your account is US dollar and you've got £1,000, you want to risk 1%, that is $10. So that means if I lose this trade, I only want to risk $10. So now I've measured, and that's actually 10 pips. So I know that each pip, the value is going to be $1. Yeah, if that makes sense. But to save you kind of working it out, and what you can do is you can use a calculator. So I've got the calculator up now, and I'm going to show you the information that you need to put in when you're working out your risk of a trade. Okay, so there is a lot of calculators online, but this is the one we normally use. So this is www.myfxbook.com. So the information that you're going to need to put into this calculator is literally this information here. So it's quite straightforward, asks you what you need. So first of all is your currency pair. So what are you trading? So we are using the example with pound US. So you kind of go down the drop down and just type in the currency that you're trading. And then the account currency. So some people may have an account in pound or euro and US, and you just kind of select the one that's that is your account. And then you have your account size. So how much is in your broker account? How much do you have? So for this example, we said $1,000. And then you would put in how much you are willing to risk. So this is where you've got your strategy, but there also might be external factors, such as there might be high impact news in a 5 minutes time from where you want to trade. So you may think, oh, it's a little bit risky putting a trade in now, so I'm actually going to reduce my risk because I still want to get in the trade, but I'm a little bit worried that, you know, the news could kind of shoot it in another direction. So you may want to reduce your risk, or everything might be looking absolutely sound, and you may want to put it up a bit as well. So that's entirely up to you. You can set that. And then you have the pips from your entry to your stop loss. So in this example, we said 10 pips. And this trade size loss, you just keep that at number 1 and you press calculate. And then this is your results here. So it tells you your risk and money. So we already said, you know, 1% of £1,000, we know is $10. It gives you the units. Now, you don't really need to pay too much attention to this, but there is a video, Pips and Lots, which goes over, you know, your micro, your mini, your standard lots, so you know kind of what's what. And the sizing is basically your position size. This is your lot size. So when you go into a platform and you enter in how many lots you're buying or selling for, this is the figure that you put in. So 0.1. It should have another 0 there, but sometimes this is a little bit like if he doesn't really put the other one in, but it is in fact 0.10. But if you went to put that in your platform, 0.1, it would come up as 0.10. Okay, and that's literally how you work out your position size. So let's just go back on over here a minute. So if you are buying here and your stop loss was set here, and it hit your stop loss, that's 10 pips away from your entry, you've lost $10. However, the risk to reward, even though you can see it visually that it's a good risk to reward, you can use your measurer to work out, you know, in pips. And if you've got it on your platform, you can work out the money that you're going to get. But basically, we know that 10 pips, we're risking $10. So in 10 pips, that's $1 per pip. Okay, which means when price goes in the right direction, you are making $1 per pip, or $10 every 10 pips, however way you want to work it out. But just something I said before, and I've just remembered when I said you only get closed out of the trade when price hits your stop loss, or when you take yourself out manually, but also if you hit the margin call. Now, there is a video on margins and margin calls, but that's basically where you've over leveraged, maybe you haven't used a stop loss and prices going down, 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 you will get a margin call, and that's when you will be taken out of the trade by your broker. So I hope that made sense. There is a video on how to enter a trade, which is probably worth watching as well, where everything is put together.